not right. It's just like me doing that to one of her kids. She would fight to get justice.
The mother of a 3-year-old killed in a hit-and-run wants the case reopened. Plus, a policy at the University of Arkansas may have saved the life of one of its gymnasts. Then less people are tickling the ivories if the piano can survive the change of times. How it'll take more than money.
Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center, this is THV 11 News at 6.
Crumbling, abandoned, but not forgotten. You're looking inside one of the many historic buildings in downtown Hot Springs. Tonight, a grassroots effort to give buildings just like this one a new life. Thanks for watching. Tonight, I'm Craig O'Neill.
And I'm Dawn Scott. The building you just saw is called the Medical Arts Building. It's just a few blocks down the street from where the Majestic Hotel once stood. That is the abandoned hotel that burned down almost a year ago. That fire rocked the residents of Hot Springs who felt they lost a piece of priceless history. And now they fear more buildings could be at risk.
And that brings us to tonight, as the city considers deeming another building unsafe. THV 11's Phil Buck joins us live with more on one man's video putting downtown Hot Springs back in the spotlight. Phil.
Well, Craig and Dawn, the McClards are a well-known family here in Hot Springs. They own one of the state's most famous barbecue restaurants here in town. But co-owner Scott McClard is also starting to make a name for himself as an amateur filmmaker. And the stars of his films are some of these historic buildings that haunt downtown Hot Springs like ghosts.
A picture speaks 1,000 words, and we've talked about it, the city's talked about it, it's been discussed over and over and over. No one's ever seen inside these buildings.
Last week, Scott McClard posted this video of the inside of the Medical Arts Building in downtown Hot Springs. He says it looks frighteningly similar to the inside of the Majestic Hotel before it burned down last year. And he's worried the same thing could happen again if no one steps in to rehab some of these historic buildings.
You see the destruction, you see the damage that's been done. And I'm hoping that it reaches the right person. I'm hoping that the right investor/investors will reach out and try to do something. This is my town. These buildings are dying out, and we keep having parades and bike rallies and everything else, and we just hope that people don't look that way. We keep hoping people don't look at those buildings, you know, just look the other way. And you can't anymore.
But finding someone to come in and save the day is easier said than done. The rubble from the historic Majestic Hotel, which burned down almost a year ago, still sits virtually untouched, covering almost an entire city block. City leaders say they would prefer to work with property owners to help bring the buildings up to code.
This is a part of who we are. I love this town. This is how I make my living, you know, on this town. I'm not beating up downtown. I'm trying to bring people in and get downtown to where it should be. You've got architects, you've got lawyers, you've got, you know, a doctor's building. They would love to have a suite downtown. If you fix it, they'll come.
Now, from where we're standing here, we can see the ruins of the Majestic Hotel. It's only about a couple hundred yards down the block that way. Meanwhile, this building that we're standing outside is called the Wade Building. Tonight, the Hot Springs City Board will hear an appeal filed by the owner of this building because the fire marshal declared it unsafe last March. No such declaration, though, has been made on the Medical Arts Building, which was what you saw in that video made by McClard. Dawn and Craig?
All right, Phil, thank you. Interesting note, the Medical Arts Building was the tallest building in Arkansas until 1960, when the Tower Building in downtown Little Rock was built.